or I'm going to keep it fairly basic today. I'm mainly just going to talk about BTC, but we'll have a look at a couple of other alts that I'm sort of sussing out at the moment. But this was sort of the key level that we're looking at this morning. You would have seen the charts that I was posting saying to keep an eye out for a break on the 8.3. It did start to poke its head up. I'm not going to lie, I got a little bit excited. I was on the smaller time frames, and it did that one candle really started to push up. I'm like, oh, here we go. But it got pushed back down, and we did get rejection. So we're still in this range at the moment. I know there is a level of support there at the moment, mainly just from the previous structure that's been built over the last couple of days. But I do see this testing the bottom of this range again, which might not exactly be there. It might be up a little bit. I do see us coming back down to test this range over the next day or so, just like we did here, before making another move up to see if we can break it again, or if we come down and test it a couple of times, we may even push lower to this next level of support around 6.8 or so, which I've seen a lot of you guys sort of looking at that 6.8 mark as well. So that's pretty good. And we might even fall a little bit short. There was, on the smaller time frames, there's a level of demand that was being built on that breakout that we took as well, which is around just above 7,000. So another key sort of level. But look, in my opinion, the market is due for a pretty healthy pullback. On the daily, she's pretty cooked. Let me just go back to that. I'll get rid of all that shit. On the daily, she looks like it's ready to come down for at least a healthy retracement. And I would be drawing my fibs from this push off rather than back down here somewhere. Let me tools up for some reason. I'd be looking for a decent retracement back down around here. 6.4, 6.8. We know 6.8's healthy. We know that's a decent level. You can see here on that first retracement we had there after that big push, we bounced back and touched around that 6.8 level as well. So 6.8 could be it. We could see a push down to 6.8 on the 50 fib line, which that's healthy. That's pretty good, and could coincide with the current trend, something like that. So it could take a couple of days. We could trek sideways for a little bit more, sort of like what we did here, before we sort of see a harsher sell-off. I do think we'll see a fairly volatile red candle when it starts to go, possibly when we say break maybe 7,500 or something like that, or even look at that, it could be 7.6 on that 23.6 fib line here. You can see we've got a rejection on that daily candle. So, I think if we slowly walk down and consolidate to this level, if that 23.6 breaks, we might see that harsh move down. So something sort of, wiggle around here a little bit, and then when it breaks, bang, we go straight down. That's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. So in terms of, a lot of people are sort of pissed off that they jumped out a little too early and didn't get to ride this couple of nearly 100% move from 4,000. You've been waiting for this pullback, waiting for an entry. Well, look, to be honest, I think the pullback's it's going to come. It has to. It can't keep moving up like this, especially when, from what I see, the reason BTC is moving as much as it is at the moment, mainly the volume, to me, it seems like it's coming out of a lot of the alts back into BTC. So there's a lot of trading volume there on BTC. But yeah, there is obviously money being pushed back into the market, money sitting on the sidelines that have probably been sitting in stable coins and stuff for the last however long. So that money could be flowing back in. But look, a lot of the institutional stuff that I know of, and Marcus can probably attest this as well, a lot of the big money's done OTC, which doesn't normally affect the market. So, in terms of people sort of spruiking big money flowing in, although I no doubt there would be, big money doesn't rock up to BTC markets and buy $50 million worth of BTC. It doesn't work like that. So the big money that you're thinking is going to push the market up is more than likely already in from OTC, or they've been accumulating since back down here around the 3,000 mark or so. Now, some things that were really worrying to me, which happened today, and you guys know I'm always keeping an eye on the shorts and longs on Bitfinex as a decent indication of market sentiment and which way the market could go, where more people are backing, etc. And these two lines I've got here are normally areas that we have squeezes from. This is on the longs, and then on the shorts you can see here. Now the thing that really worried me, I can see that happening. That happened over the last couple of days when BTC went on that move. Where are we? XBT. When it had those couple of parabolic candles, couple of parabolic daily candles. Obviously, that scared a lot of shorters out of the market, which is sort of fair enough to happen. When we go up fast, shorts drop. When we go down fast, longs drop. Sort of expected. But today, I literally watched this happen. BTC came up and touched just under 8.4, and then which was where we were thinking it was going to break out. And we did slowly reject, slowly come down, and we got to about 8.3, and $80 million worth of BTC got closed on a short. That literally happened in a 1 minute candle. That was one order right there. From 27,000 BTC down to 16 or nearly 17,000 BTC in margin. So for those who don't understand, this is the amount of BTC that's held in margin on the Bitfinex platform. So there's obviously a lot more in margin across all the platforms, but essentially a $10,000 order was, 10,000 BTC order was closed. Now to put that into perspective, this is the amount of BTC in margin, not a big order. So it wasn't an $80 million order, it was $80 million held in margin. So that could have been, like, to give you an example, if he was 10x, then that was $800 million BTC sell order that was in the books. Like, it was a large amount. And to see it close in a single candle, that's a big player. That's a big boy who just closed his short. Whether or not he got stopped out, I sort of have a theory that as the price came up to 8.4, where are we? Yeah, I think as the price sort of came up to 8.4, I sort of have a theory that it may have actually triggered his stop, but his stop loss may have been put in a little bit later, a little bit lower, in order to get a market taker fee. If you guys who play on BitMEX and stuff, you'll understand the difference between a market maker and a market taker fee. If you've got an $80 million order on it, you probably don't want to pay a fee on that. So there's a good chance it triggered his stop, and as it slowly got hit, bang, he was out. Which is, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, to be honest. It's very odd to see such a large move, and literally we saw the weighted side of the book. So we always talk about sentiment in terms of which side's winning, and for the last however many months, the shorts have been winning, meaning there was more people backing Bitcoin coming down than there was going up to 32,000 BTC in margin shorts, and we're down to 18,000 margin longs. Over the last couple of days, we've seen that switch. Obviously, people were longing Bitcoin, and we've seen that move on the way up, and we've definitely come up to almost on par. And then as of today, we've literally switched sides, and now it's the opposite way. Now, the thing that scares me a little bit is normally what happens when the shorts get to an all-time high, or when they start to climb, if it's really weighted one side, meaning there's a shitload of shorts, not a lot of longs, that means there's going to be a lack of liquidity if those shorts need to close. So they normally have to even it out a little bit, otherwise it starts eating into insurance funds, because you get slippage and stuff on the exchanges. They literally can't afford to pay out the winners. This happened on OKX last year sometime, I believe, where there was a little bit of a hiccup and price jumped a rapid amount, and basically the insurance fund of OKX couldn't even afford to pay for the slippage, and they had to do a clawback, and basically everyone who had profit on the exchange had to dip into their own pockets and pay out the winners.